I want to now illustrate to you how it is I am able to process information quickly as it pours in from all sides, practically at every second now. And I want to do that by arbitrarily making the Trump assassination attempt our starting point together, even though both of us know it's not the starting point. Instead of a list as you see here typed and one I will read, try to envision a circle, because that's truly what is happening. It starts in one place and it kind of circles around all the information, all the patterns, and then it links at the top, and that link creates a chain. Several links create the chain, and that's how the thinking process is. Here's the list. Start with the Trump assassination attempt. Major U.S. event Mockingbird cannot ignore. Immediate question is false flag. Immediate distrust of both the intelligence agencies like the CIA and the establishment media. This distrust is based on behavior and patterns established through previous research, just as one establishes behavior and patterns of expectation in a relationship. Move to Trump's mentioning of JFK files still classified just recently. Additional JFK news through Archbishop Vigano, which is crossing the line between politics and religion, and RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has a personal investment, who has had family members killed by the CIA, according to him. Precedent set. But remember, this is just one thread I'm presenting here to keep it simple that branches out a whole lot more when it comes to CIA malfeasance. A few other examples. Maui fires, tying to Las Vegas shooting, tying to Saudi Arabia, tying to 9/11. A lot of circumstantial evidence and anomalies. Another is the Haiti earthquake and the children afterwards. Same thing with Maui is possible. Such branching makes it even easier to smell the rat. Where is the money? Where are the kids? Why has that person and that person not been arrested? Stuff like that. Same thing in every event. Seems staged at times. Seems nefarious and covert much of the time. Same patterns. Brings in Obama and the Clintons. Election interference. WikiLeaks. The children. Trafficking. $65,000 hot dog parties. Podesta emails. Trump and the Patriots saying, "We caught them all." There's a lot more to all of this, but this is just a few to give you an idea. This brings in everything Epstein, child trafficking, Hollywood, DC, CIA, Mossad, P Diddy, blackmail, etc. This brings in Julian Assange, founder of WikiLeaks, arrested and jailed for years, just released in the last couple of weeks. Death of Seth Rich in 2016. Circle back around to the DNC, Clinton, Trump and Russian ties hoax. Now new information comes in on Friday, along with the blackouts, dealing with CrowdStrike, Dominion voting systems, Microsoft Cloud Services, Vanguard, and BlackRock, among other companies. I was able to post this in the description box under Friday's show on YouTube and Rumble. It is difficult to keep up with everything emerging practically by the minute concerning the anomalies involved in the Trump assassination attempt. For instance, one thing not in this show is the fact that Dominion voting systems, Microsoft Cloud Service, and CrowdStrike, if my information coming through by the second is correct, all work together. Connect this to the opening screenshot of the show, connect it to Trump, and you will find yourself further down the rabbit hole. Here is a Reviver article I wrote in June 2022 that relates. The connection is given right after in a quote from a researcher nicknamed UltraFrog17 on his X account. CrowdStrike is so untouchable for the DNC that Trump once got impeached for asking about the CrowdStrike server located in Ukraine in his phone call with Zelensky circa 2019. Now the CrowdStrike CEO simulates a mass blackout one day after Trump secures the Republican nomination after the assassination attempt failed.
According to your statement, it was a single content update that has managed to shut down air travel, credit card payment systems, banks, broadcasts, street lights, 911, emergency around the globe. Why is there not some kind of redundancy or some sort of backup? How is it that one single software bug can have such a profound and immediate impact?
Well, when you look at the complexity of cybersecurity, you're always trying to state one excuse me, one step ahead of the adversaries. Excuse me. Man, just 1 second, please.
Oh yeah, take a drink of water.
Yeah, sorry.
Sure.
People need to be digging into this immediately. There is clearly panic in the DNC, BlackRock. I was also able to post some quick screenshots to Facebook. The point was to get people thinking about connections, not provide any ironclad analysis of it. Some of this must be left up to your listeners to decide for themselves based on their own prior knowledge. As an aside, hopefully there won't be any major news coming out as I'm recording and editing this show tonight and tomorrow morning. Back to the cognitive circle. You connect all of this new info with already established knowledge and articles I've written about election interference, Dominion, Trump impeachment, witch hunts, Ukraine corruption, and to all the misinformation about Russia, CrowdStrike, and the billionaires' revolution, Vanguard and BlackRock. One additional is big tech and Mockingbird corruption. And we saw that connection on Friday when Zuckerberg and Meta opened up Trump's Facebook and Instagram accounts after years of shutting them down. When did he do it? The Friday before the assassination attempt. You see, patterns, orchestration, infiltration. How many coincidences before something is mathematically impossible? The circle is now formed. It is safe to assume, based on these branches and so many others I haven't had the time or the space to type here, that the Trump assassination attempt was in fact an inside job. Move your thinking forward now, which moves the needle in the direction of victory for us in the information war. Multiply your forward thinking by millions, and that is what was not happening in the past, why we were losing, why people were considered conspiracy theorists. The conspiracy theorists now are the new historians. Thus you give yourself permission to trust your thinking, even when you cannot possibly gather or know for sure every single fact. This is like the Star Wars clip I showed you with the missing planet. It's the gravitational pull of all these anomalies and seemingly circumstantial evidences, and it all is gravitating toward a void. And what you have to ask yourself is, why is that void in place? Who made the void? Where does the money go? Where's the children? All of these things. Understanding the void is the key. Recognizing the void is the key. You don't have to understand every single little anomaly and evidence around it, gravitationally pulling toward it. If the void is there, there's a good chance there's a problem. This is one small illustration of how my mind operates, how so many millions of Americans' minds operate now, and how we are able to fight the war and not get bogged down with the details. I invite you to do the same. One fascinating thread that runs through such a process is that the future often proves the past. In other words, things you know matter in the here and now, but you don't necessarily have the evidence to support it, come back around later to do its validating. Yesterday's articles and posts are now the amazing history of the Great Awakening.